Hello and welcome back to SRB Gaming for another Real Solar System episode, and today I am landing the first parts of a base on Pluto's moon Charon. Now I decided to do it slightly more realistically. I am bringing in a 8 Kerbal base along with a rover that can carry 1 Kerbal along with supplies and some utilities, sending it to Charon before I send the Kerbals, because I decided not to be mean, and it'd be more fun this way. I can send the landing module later and use the rover to explore the surface. So yeah, real solar system today again. And now, thanks to Space Engine for textures, as well as a very helpful person on the forums, I am able to credit to them for figuring this out. You can now add planets to real solar system without retexturing the other planets. Now, in the Sedna video I mentioned that this was an issue. It's not anymore. It was an issue with scaled space. Basically, I added all 5 of Pluto's moons. So we have the big one, Charon. We have Nix, Hydra, Styx, and Kerberos. All 4 of which are relatively small. Some of them are bigger than Phobos, others are smaller. And I also retextured Pluto to use Space Engine's texture rather than real solar system's texture. And the reason I did this is because the actual Pluto, although we don't have pictures of it, is likely a reddish hue, a reddish color, and that's common to many Kuiper Belt objects. And the Pluto in real solar system is like blue and black, and I thought it would be better to make it look a little more like it probably does. And that's why I changed it. There are still lighting glitches with the new planets, but there's a way around that, which I'll be adding eventually. So, Charon is where we're going today, and that is the largest moon of Pluto. Compared to its parent body, Pluto, it is massive. Its diameter is half that of Pluto's, and it's so big that in real life they form a binary system. The barycenter, or the center mass of the orbiting system, is outside of Pluto's center, which means that Pluto orbits around a point and there's nothing at that point. So Pluto and Charon kind of orbit each other, although since Pluto is so much bigger, it's not a full binary system. But it's very interesting. And so Pluto is about 2,200 kilometers diameter, 2,400, and Charon is about 1,200, and that's the size of Kerbin in the stock game. So just putting that out for perspective. It's also around the size of Sedna from the last video, so it'll be a similar landing. And we're using the Vasimir liquid hydrogen cargo ship from Near Future Propulsion again, and again bringing along this base, which has 4 windows, the hitchhiker pod, SAS, a nice little landing engine. It does not take much fuel at all to land on Charon. And then on top I attached my first big rover. It's not that big, but I mean, first one that I sent on such an ambitious mission. It's just 4 wheels, but I wanted to bring along some utility. So it's got an electromagnet launcher from CAS to dock to other ships. It's got a chair to carry Kerbals when I do send them here in the future. That will be another episode. It's got a box for CAS supplies, batteries, power. Basically, this thing is great for exploration. And say the crew module comes down. Say I send resupply here and the crew module comes down really far from the base, you can get the rover and get there much faster. And it can bring 1 Kerbal and it can bring CAS parts in case there's an emergency. So basically what I'm planning for this base is after I send Kerbals here in the next mission, we will be using it as a staging point for explorations of Pluto System, because there's 4 other moons that we haven't checked out yet, albeit they are much smaller. And also as a jumping off point for the rest of the Kuiper Belt, because it's much easier to access it when you're already in Pluto. It's going to be more fun to launch from here. Getting to and from Charon doesn't really take much delta V, so it shouldn't be a big issue. Charon has a acceleration due to gravity of about 0.22 meters per second and is due to be visited along with Pluto by New Horizons this July, so look out for that for pictures of this thing. And I'll probably have to update my textures then. Charon is likely either rock or water ice on the surface, unlike Pluto, which has more methane ice and other volatiles. I'm having a lighting glitch where sometimes if you land on the light side, it actually ends up being the dark side once you get down where the terrain renders. And I think I can fix that, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to be adding other Kuiper Belt objects using space engine textures again, like 2007 OR10, Orcus, and then as well as Eris, the scattered disk dwarf planet, which I actually already have set up. I just haven't re-added the configs yet. And it'll be much easier to reach those from Pluto, I assume. Also, the New Horizons mission got to Pluto in 9 years. I don't know how that happened. I guess it must have been the gravity assist, because I've never managed less than 20 years in KSP, although this is realistic distances. So, yeah, I'm not sure how that happened. Must have been the Jupiter's gravity assist. I believe that's what it went by. So, I'll talk about the rest of the moons of Pluto now. So again, Charon is the largest, forms the binary system with Pluto. But we have the smallest is Styx. It's only about 12 kilometers in diameter, so extremely small. It looks like an asteroid. It's not very spherical because of how small it is. That one is the second innermost after Charon. Charon is the closest to Pluto, and you can see Pluto in the sky, and not really the sky, it's space since there's no atmosphere. Pluto has an atmosphere, a little bit, not Charon. Well, they're not sure, but probably not. Anyway, after Styx we have Nix, which is much larger, although still rather small. After that is Kerberos, which is quite a small one, and Hydra, which is a little bigger. Hydra and Nix are a bit rounded, but they're still rather small. They're about, I believe Nix is about the size of Minmus. So, yeah, that's a good perspective. Minmus from the stock game. Although, again, it has extremely low acceleration due to gravity, due to the fact that the objects in stock Kerbal are probably made of the most dense matter in the universe. I don't even know how you could have a planet with that much gravity and that small. At the end, you'll see me eject the rover, which is basically, that was how I was going to get it to the surface. I couldn't attach it to the side because I would have to attach two, and I didn't really want to bring two. So I put a procedural decoupler on top. It has quite a bit of force, so that shoots the rover into the air, and the slow gravity will mean it doesn't crash very hard. And I landed about 5 meters per second, so not very bad. And I used the SAS on board to right itself. And at the end, you'll kind of see me messing with the rover. It causes some issues because it keeps trying to flip itself. That turned out to be due to SAS. Off camera, I disabled that, and the rover works as planned. Doesn't flip when you turn it or drive it. And yeah, I'll be using that to transport kerbals around this place. So again, not very much delta V to land on this. It's the perfect starting point. Once I send kerbals here, I can send ships that can go to other places. And the next time I'm probably going to leave the hydrogen Vasimir engine transporter in orbit. This one I just crashed into the surface, but that'll leave me something if I need to leave. Yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this view of Charon, largest moon of Pluto, because I don't think there are any other mods to add that yet. There need to be. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe. It really helps the channel. Subscribe if you would like to see more, and comment with any suggestions. I am going to be exploring the other moons of Pluto in the next video, hopefully, but if you have any other suggestions for where you'd like me to go, and by the way, I can add planets, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.